This call is now being recorded.
Hi, Chris.
Hey.
Okay. So, as I was saying, you said that you use the herbal essence shampoo and you use the conditioner. So I did get that picture that you just sent with the oil, the castor oil. You can use that if you want to. And when you use that, what you're doing is conditioning your hair and filling in the moisture. Your hair is going to break off when it's dry. So if you wash your hair with that shampoo, and remember that shampoo is going to strip it and make it feel brittle and dry.
Yeah.
So if you wash it with that shampoo and don't put anything on it, it's going to be dry. And then when you touch it or go to sleep, without something on your head or even with something on your head, the hair is going to break off. So you may think your hair is thinning, and it might not be. It's just that it's breaking off because you're sleeping a certain way. And, when you sleep, you probably rub your head side to side or move your head around. So that friction on your pillow causes the hair to break off. So don't think your hair is thinning. It's just try to see if it's because of dryness. If it's breaking off because of dryness. So what you want to do, as I mentioned earlier, is wash the hair with the shampoo, and you said you want to use the conditioner until I get the moisturizing lotion to you. So wash your hair with the shampoo, use the conditioner, wash the conditioner out with warm water, and then you can use that castor oil that you sent me the picture of.
Okay,
and
so that is some good oil?
Huh?
That is good oil?
Yeah, it's pretty good oil. The oil is just going to condition your hair, make it feel soft, and it's going to fill in the moisture. Your hair grows. Your hair wants to be moisturized. Now, you mentioned earlier that you use oil to moisturize your hair. Keep in mind, oil don't moisturize your hair because it's not wet. The only thing that can moisturize your hair is something that's wet, like water.
Okay.
The only thing oil does is conditions your hair. Now, it can fill in the moisture, like if you use some water and then put oil on top, it'll fill in the moisture because, oil and water don't mix. So the oil will just sit there and prevent the water from evaporating from your hair. It eventually will evaporate, but it'll slow it down. So that's why.
So it is good to wet it and then put the oil on it?
Yeah, but you don't want to do it every day unless you wash your hair every day. If you wash your hair, once you wash your hair, just say you may want to go 2 days. I suggest wash your hair like every 2 days. So you're going to wash it, you're going to condition it, and then you're going to put the oil on it. That's going to fill in the moisture and condition your hair. And then what you want to do, maybe like 2 days later, you're going to wash your hair again because you want to strip off that old layer of oil so your hair can get some new moisture from the hair wash. So just say, if you say, okay, I washed my hair today, I don't feel like doing it in 2 days, so I'm just going to put a little water on it. Your hair, it'll get some moisture, but not a lot because that layer of oil is on your hair. And remember, oil and water don't mix. So the water might not get a chance to fully moisturize your hair because that layer of oil is blocking it. And so because it's not getting moisturized, it's going to dry out. Your hair dries out in 3 days. So if you're not continuously putting moisture in it, it's going to dry out, and hair breaks when it's dry. So it's going to continuously dry out and then break off. So that's why I said I suggest washing your hair like every 2 or 3 days. And every day you don't need to put oil on your hair. You just need to do it just that one time when you wash your hair. Because that's the only time you need to use some oil is when the hair is wet. Because if you put oil on dry hair, just say on wash day, you put the oil. And then the next day you put the oil. Only thing you're doing is building up oil on your hair, gooky oil on your hair. And so what happens is when your hair dry out, it's going to dry out more and more and more. And, you know, it can't absorb any moisture from the air or whatever because you have that thick layer of oil on it. And a lot of people do believe that oil moisturizes the hair, but it doesn't. It conditions your hair. So you only need it one time.
So I play basketball. Even every time I play basketball and I sweat, and whenever I make it home, it really, well, you know, my hair gets itchy. Is that the reason that it be dry? It's because it's dry, the sweat done dried up?
The sweat, yep. The sweat.
Oh, okay.
The sweat will cause your scalp to itch. But again, how long has it been when you experience that itch? How long had it been since you washed your hair?
It probably go about 3 days, probably 4 days.
Okay, so another reason it could itch is because of your natural oil called sebum. It's your body's natural oil. So, you know, men, y'all have a high production of sebum because of hormones.
Yeah.
So if you go that long without washing your hair, you got the buildup on your scalp. You know, it's all shiny. You ever see bald-head men, their scalp, like, be really shiny a lot?
Yeah.
It's not always because they putting oil on their hair. But if you're not washing your hair often, that oil, your natural oil, can build up on your scalp. And so when you sweat, it makes the sebum, it congeals, it like solidifies. And so it kind of, it makes like, you ever see little white, look like dandruff?
All the time, especially when I'm brushing my hair and it's itching.
Yeah, see, that's not dandruff, that's dry sebum. What happens is, let me tell you what happens. But I'm sitting out in my car as I'm talking to you. So what happens is that sebum, it looks oily and shiny, but as soon as something wet touches it, it changes forms. It turns into like a cream-like. And so if you don't, like when you sweat, that's a liquid. So it's going to change the form of that sebum. And if you don't wash it off right then, it's going to dry up. It's going to solidify and it's going to dry up.
Okay.
So that's what you be seeing when you brush your hair. You see all the little flakes.
Yeah.
That's the dry oil. You sweat it, and it caused that sebum to change forms into like a paste. It dried out, and so now you brushing it. You just flaking it off your scalp. So that's
and it's
why
taking some of the hair too?
It could, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And that's why your scalp is itchy, because when that sebum change forms, it cakes up and it's like it solidifies. And so it's doing this like on your skin. And your skin is reacting because it's saying, hey, free me. Free me.
It makes sense, though.
Yeah, it does.
I never really thought about it that way. Because every time I play basketball and come home and my hair done dried up, whenever I wake up, now I'm scratching my head. And I'm like, I just washed my hair the other day.
Yeah. Y'all have a high production of sebum. That's what it is. You see the little white flakes.
Yeah.
That's not dandruff. That's sebum. It's dried up. I experienced that too. And I showed that in videos. I know you don't watch my videos, but I've shown that in videos. But that's why when you go and play sports, it's good to just wash your hair as soon as you can, because it's going to itch like that and flake until you wash it. It's just the oil has dried up and it's flaked, and now you're brushing it everywhere.
Well, that makes me feel better, because I really didn't know why my hair was itching like that.
It's the sweat that has caused that sebum to solidify or cake up and then it just dry. Just think of your skin, something on your skin that's just a layer just drying up. It's going to make your skin tighten up too.
Yeah.
And so that's where that itching coming from. Whenever you feel like your scalp itching, that's pretty much your scalp trying to repair itself. That's a sign it's trying to repair itself. And if you leave that sebum on, you can get bacteria, fungus, all of that stuff. So you want to wash, if you're active like that, you want to wash your hair as much as possible.
Okay, then. See, that's why I'm happy I called, because I hesitated a little bit, but I'm happy I called because it taught me something. That makes me feel better now.
You sound like an old man.
I'm just trying to tell you, because it do. Because it literally, I'll wash my hair and then condition it too. And probably 2 days later, it be back itching. And I'll go 4 days without washing my hair. Probably 3 days without washing my hair. So that makes sense.
Yeah. And just try it, just try it and see, how, when you wash it, does that itching stop? I'm like 99% sure it's going to stop, but just try it and see. If you frequently wash your hair, the itching goes away. Oh, and I wanted to mention, if you don't want to use, the oil that you show me, that castor oil, you can use some hair grease.
Oh, okay. What type of hair grease you suggest, though?
You can use, like I use Blue Magic. You can use, I'll buy you some, and then you can just, because it don't cost a lot. I'll buy you some, and then you can just try them all out and see which one you like the best, because all of them have, I use like Blue Magic, but they have different kinds, and each kind of have a different feel or consistency to it. So you can, some of them are light and thin, some of them thick.
Yeah.
So you can just see which one you like in your hair better. But when if you use that grease, you got to wash it out often, because you got to keep washing it and resetting it. You can't just let that grease set in your hair.
Okay, then.
So
really
even with the
sense.
oil, you got to, like I said, you only use it when your hair is wet, the grease and the oil.
Okay.
And another thing you mentioned that you probably didn't know you had said is you brushing your hair. When you brush, if your hair is dry like that, when you brush it, you're breaking your hair off.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to find a way to not brush your hair so much. I suggest using like a pick or a comb, but you need to do the frequent washing. Because when you brush, do you see your hair falling in the sink sometimes? Or
a little bit, yeah.
Yeah. And so you're breaking your hair off. Whenever you manipulate your hair when it's dry like that, and keep in mind it's going to dry out in about 2 to 3 days. So whenever you brushing your hair, that dry hair is going to break.
Well, I got wavy hair, though, so how will I keep my waves in form?
Now, I said you got to find a way to do it. I don't know. I don't know. If you want to just, when I bring you that moisturizer, if you want to wash your hair and condition it and, brush it down then and tie it then, you can do that without the oil. Or when I bring you this moisturizing hair lotion, you can try to use that. Do you have to brush your hair every day?
I'd like to. It just makes me feel better about hair. Just to brush it a little bit. So I don't use a hard brush. I use a real soft brush.
Well, you can try. You can keep trying, to do the brush. I know about the ways. You got to keep that hair laid. But if you start seeing your hair falling in the sink or, somewhere on the floor, just know that's what's going on.
Okay.
And don't think my hair, I'm getting older and so my hair is thinning. You may just be breaking your hair off, or you may just be, breaking your hair off when you brush it or when you laying in the bed with no bonnet or do-rag on your head or something like that.
Yeah.
Because that pillowcase, that cotton pillowcase, is dry. And when you put your head on that, it dries out the moisture in your hair. It's like a towel. think about when you get out the shower and you use a cotton towel or a thick towel to get the water off your skin. So if you got good moisturized hair and within those 2 days or 3 days and you laying on the pillow, it's suctioning up the moisture out of your hair, that cotton pillowcase. And so when you, I'm going to send you, I got an extra satin pillowcase here too, so I'll bring that over too. But, yeah, it's suctioning out the moisture and then it's breaking off your hair too.
Okay, then.
So that's what I think is going on with your hair, honey child.
Well, I like it because you really told me a lot of information I really didn't know for real. So,
oh, you know,
especially with the washing your hair, or I didn't know that your hair dried out every day. You know, every 2 days or every 3 days.
Yeah. Mhm. But if you think about it now, it has to dry out. Yep.
Yeah.
And just remember, dry hair.
I've got an itch I can't scratch, I'm missing a piece that completes a whole part of me, an open wound scar to see. Everybody come here, gather round, welcome to the freak show, the best in town. What the hell's wrong with me? I don't get along with